WWE Money in the Bank takes place this Sunday in Stamford, Connecticut from WWE Global Headquarters, better known as Titan Tower. I don't know if the whole show is going to take place on top of the building or in the building, but what we do know is the Money in the Bank matches, there's two, there's a men's and a women's, are going to take place simultaneously, and they're both going to start on the bottom floor of the tower, and they're going to work their way up, and then, of course, once they get to the roof, there's a ring on the roof, and then there's a ladder, and then hanging is two briefcases, one for the men, one for the women. So that's the main event. I assume that goes on last. I don't know how the format of the show. It could be they start, they just start there, and then they go back to the Performance Center for matches. They go back and forth, or they just do the Performance Center matches in the first couple hours, and they just go to the Titan Tower and do the Money in the Bank. So I think what I would do is I would copy that format. I would start with the matches. And I don't know if they said all the matches are going to be, I'm not sure if the matches are on top of the roof or the non-ladder matches. I think they're going to be in the Performance Center, but I'm not sure this is going to go. The tagline's cool. It says climb the corporate ladder, and this is a cool concept. Here's their matches. You have, let's start with the non-Money in the Bank, Fatal 4-way tag team match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. You have the New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston, the champs, taking on the Miz and John Morrison, taking on the Forgotten Sons. That's Steve Cutler, Jaxson, Ryker, and or Wesley Blake, depending on who they use. And they also face Lucha Host Party, Gran, Metalik, and Lince Dorado. I thought both were released. I don't know. I wish Kalisto was released, but those two are still there, unfortunately. Okay, so Lucha Host Party is not winning. It comes down to one of those 3 times. It can go to the Forgotten Sons. It's certainly a possibility. It wouldn't be a terrible idea either because they want to push them. But what I think happens is the New Day defeats the Miz and John Morrison, and I think they pin them because I think that's going to be end of that feud. And I think what's going to happen is the New Day is going to go on to face the Forgotten Sons. I think the Forgotten Sons will eventually beat the New Day. Could be at the next pay-per-view or on SmackDown a few weeks after this, but I do think the New Day will win, but after the match, the Forgotten Sons will lay them out. So I'm going with the New Day to retain. Next, we have the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre defends against Seth Rollins. I think this is a lock. Drew McIntyre is winning this match. There's 0% chance Rollins wins. Should be a good match. McIntyre is good. Rollins is very good. Although I've been critical of Rollins, I've never really said he's a bad worker. He's obviously a very good wrestler. They'll have a good match, I'm sure. The build-up hasn't been the greatest. I'm sure Murphy will be involved. What I think happens is Murphy's there. He tries to help Rollins, but I think he's going to mess up the match for Rollins or something. And then I think coming out of this, McIntyre will move on to Mahal, who will be his next opponent. I think Rollins will face Buddy Murphy. But McIntyre hits a Claymore kick after Murphy messes up. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Championship. Next, the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. Bayley defends against Tamina. So I don't know if they said for sure Sasha Banks is going to accompany Bayley, but this is so obvious. Sasha helps Bayley retain. I think this is an airlock. Tamina is not winning this title. There's 0% chance Tamina is taking this belt. None. 0, 0, 0. Negative 100. She's not beating Bayley. Bayley's winning this match. Sasha's going to help her. I don't care about Bayley and Sasha. I don't care if they build it up to SummerSlam in Boston. If they have a show in Boston, I don't care anymore. I'm done with that feud. But as to who's winning this match, Bayley's winning. It'll be assist from Sasha. She's beating Tamina 1,000,000%. There's no chance. Next, WWE Universal Championship. Braun Strowman defends against Bray Wyatt, not the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. So this is, again, another lock. I wouldn't say a lock as the sense that for sure Strowman's going to win. It could be a fuck finish. It could be a situation where the Fiend, Braun's going to beat Bray and the Fiend comes up. But what I think the most likely scenario is, it's one of those things where I can already picture this in my head. I know Braun Strowman's going to beat Bray Wyatt because he's not facing the Fiend. There's 0% chance that Bray Wyatt's going to pin Braun Strowman because this is not the Fiend. I don't think people understand that this isn't the Fiend. I think if they realize, okay, this is just Bray Wyatt, it's not the Fiend. This is Bray Wyatt. Okay, Braun's going to win. I can't see Braun Strowman losing to Bray Wyatt. He's not facing the Fiend. Braun's going to beat the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I think there's a situation where it's a match. It's probably not too long. Braun wins decisively, running power slam. After the match, the lights go out. All of a sudden, we see the Fiend. The Fiend appears, and then he hits the mandible claw on Strowman, he lays out Strowman, the Fiend poses with the belt, and the lights go back out. That's what's going to happen. The Fiend's going to come out after Braun beats Bray. But the Fiend will appear after a match, but Braun Strowman's going to beat Bray Wyatt. He's not facing the Fiend. Money in the Bank ladder match. Here we go. Double main event. Both take place at the same time. Men's and the women's. For the men, you have Daniel Bryan, you have Rey Mysterio, you have Aleister Black, you have King Corbin, you have Otis, and you have AJ Styles. For the women, you have Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Carmella. So you could see interactions of both matches. I'm sure they'll just fight. I guess they can smash office stuff. They could smash some computers. They can smash old drywall. I would be cool if they go to Vince's office and they use one of his T-Rex bones. That would be awesome. It won't be as fun as that commercial, that Super Bowl commercial I reviewed from '99 that WWF produced before they did the halftime heat. You only get that because it won't be as fun as that or as memorable as that. That was awesome. But this could be this has a lot of potential. They have a lot of freedom here. This could be a very entertaining match. It could be really memorable and it could be really good. It could be a clusterfuck, but I think they have so much to edit. I think it's going to turn out well. I think this is going to be a good cinematic match here. It's a long match. It could just go on for an hour, really. How much time they have because they have like 12 people. It's so easy just to go back and forth. And they're gonna have like a major tour of the headquarters, similar to how the Edge and Randy Orton match. That was a shit match, but they gave us a tour of the Performance Center. This match, I think, is going to give us more of a tour of headquarters, and I think you'll see a lot of WWE headquarters. As to who wins, let's start the woman. To me, it comes down to Nia Jax is the favorite. I think she is. Who's not winning? Carmella, 0% chance. Lacey Evans, possible an outside chance, but I don't think so. Dana Brooke, wouldn't be a horrible idea if they want to push her because she has improved. I do know she works really hard. I've heard that. So it wouldn't be a horrible idea, but I would say not likely. Shayna, could happen. I don't expect it. Asuka, I'd like it. It'd be cool, but I'm not sure it's going to happen there. But I think she's... I think if I'm going to rank who's going to win, least likely to likely. 6, Carmella. She has 0% chance. 5 would be Lacey Evans. 4 would be Dana Brooke. 3 would be Shayna Baszler. 2 is Asuka, and my pick, unfortunately, I do not want to see this, guys. I do not want to see this match. I hate that she's going to win, but I think Nia Jax wins Money in the Bank. I do think she might beat Becky, but Becky will get the belt back. But maybe not. Maybe they give Becky the title till WrestleMania. But I do think Nia Jax is going to win. They wanted to do Becky and Nia forever. And they could build that up, but after Nia hurt Becky and broke her nose, Becky was already going to be in the main event title picture, so they couldn't do the match, and Nia had a major knee injury, so she was out for a whole year. She had double knee surgery, and then, she's out. Becky's on Raw, and they couldn't do that match. They want to do it. They want to build this up. Becky will get revenge, but unfortunately, Nia Jax is winning Money in the Bank, unfortunately. As for the men, here we go. As to who's winning, I could see... It's one of those situations. This is a tough match to predict. Really is. Because it can go a variety of different ways. Daniel Bryan could win. He could. I don't expect him to, but he could. Rey Mysterio, I don't think so. Aleister Black, absolutely can. King Corbin, sadly can. Otis, absolutely can. AJ can win, too. So I think as to who least likely, 6 would be Ray. 5, I think Daniel Bryan. I don't think they're going to give him this. 4 would be Corbin. 3 would be Aleister Black, because I think he's going to get the Rumble. I think they're going to push next year. And as to, I think it comes down to AJ and Otis. I think AJ... You know what? This is a tough match. Wow. AJ, he would have to face... I don't think it's Otis. You know what's going to happen? Tucker, someone's going to screw Otis. It might be Dolph and Sonya or Tucker. Someone's going to screw Otis. I don't think it's Otis. It could be AJ. It could be AJ. Aleister, maybe. Maybe Corbin, sadly. Who's my pick? I'm going with... I'm going to go with... I don't want to pick Corbin. I think he might win this. I'm afraid they're going to give him a title. Oh, fuck. If they give this to Corbin, they can go fuck themselves. I I hope Corbin doesn't win. Fuck. So I can see a situation where the Fiend is facing Braun and the Fiend destroys Braun and Corbin cashes in. I'm just gonna go. I don't want Corbin. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles. I'll say AJ takes this. AJ Styles is my pick. I think he wins this. I think Nia Jax wins one. I think AJ wins the men, and that's Money in the Bank. It takes place this Sunday. It's a unique pay-per-view to say the least. What we're doing this year. It's the fourth Money in the Bank show I've reviewed. It's gonna be completely different. It's not gonna be like the other ones, but it's gonna be memorable in a different way. So we'll see who climbs the corporate ladder this Sunday.